I smile back at them with straight teeth, cause none of y'all can say you made me. It took a lot more than my blood, sweat, and tears. It's a plenty in my years, but now it face me. Looking at them now, I'm sticking out my tongue, cause I'm praised by they sons. I got my little shorty and she say I'm number one. Saying can I pull this off, but I pull it off for fun. And if they say I made it, then I did it pretty.
The 2000s, one of the best decades of all time, and a decade a majority of us were brought into the world. I mean, we really had the best childhood, from Disney Channel shows to Kobe and LeBron running the league in the 2000s, and we can't forget about the Tim Duncan-led Spurs, who got 3 rings during this decade. We had so many iconic moments in this decade as well, and it truly showed us what a special decade of basketball can really mean to us fans. But now we're in 2025, and some of us need a refresher of just how good the 2000s were. So let's hop into a time machine and look back at some of the best moments from the 2000s. 2005, the year of Tim Duncan, and the year that officially established a new era of the NBA. No longer did the Shaq and Kobe dynasty take control of the NBA, and newer stars like Wade, LeBron, Carmelo, and Chris Bosh all took over the league for their teams and officially set in stone how the next era of basketball was going to be played like. The Spurs would finish the season with the 2nd seed in the West, only trailing behind the Steve Nash-led Suns, who had the best turnaround in NBA history with a 33-game turnaround. LeBron would make his 2nd All-Star team at 20 years old, and Wade and Shaq would make the playoffs for the first time as a duo. Although Wade and Shaq were a great duo that season, it would fall short of the NBA Finals, losing in 7 games to the best team in the East at that time, which was the Detroit Pistons. The finals would be the Spurs taking on the Pistons in a 7-game classic series that saw a lot of clutch moments in it. In the end, the Spurs would take home the championship in 7 games, officially establishing themselves as the next dynasty in the NBA, and Tim Duncan would take home his 3rd ring and 3rd Finals MVP of his career, officially stamping himself as the best player in the world. 2006, the year of Kobe Bryant and the year where Dwayne Wade would officially become a superstar. This season, Kobe would have his iconic 05-06 season where he would average an insane 35 points a game and would lead his Lakers to the 7th seed in the stacked Western Conference. This year would become infamous with his iconic 81-point game against the Raptors that was the most points scored in an NBA game with actual game footage. The season would end and the Mavericks, Spurs, and Suns were all top teams again in the Western Conference, while Miami was the 2nd seed again and were looking to officially dethrone the Pistons, who were the best team in the East at that time. That's exactly what they would do, as they would win the series in 6 games to make it to their first NBA Finals in franchise history. In the finals, it was Dirk versus Wade, and the Mavs versus the Heat in a classic 6-game series that saw the arrival of a superstar, the arrival of a future legend, and the arrival of a future Hall of Famer.
Wade pulls up, bang! Dwayne Wade again!
Oh my.
In the hands of Dwayne Wade.
They have Howard on him.
Wade looking, pulls up, banks it in, tie game with 2.8 remaining.
Look at the angle of this shot, and he still plays the board. The ability to get the bump and hang in the air.
Griffin right with him. And Wade using the glass so beautifully, as he so often does. Now it's 17 points here in the 4th quarter. Avery Johnson said the NBA Finals is like Carnegie Hall. The great players play great here. Wade has done that. Another bank. Wade can go into the backcourt. Wade on the drive, double teamed. Wade looking for an opening. He's fouled. Shot won't go, but he will shoot 2 with 1.9 remaining. Tie game. Heat lead.
You got to put a man on the guy out of bounds. And they're not doing that. They're going to allow them to pick out the pass. You got to watch now, because if they make a catch over half court, they'll get a decent shot.
Just get it in. Harris puts it up for the win. Oh, no good. And Miami wins again to take a 3-2 lead.
The Heat would win the championship in 6 games, and Wade would capture his first and only Finals MVP of his career, officially establishing that this was his league for many years to come. Or so we thought. 2007, the year of LeBron James, and the first year where we first saw what LeBron James could really do with a team full of bums. The West was stacked per usual, seeing the Mavericks finish with 67 games and Dirk coming home with the MVP that season. But that wouldn't matter, as his team would lose to the now iconic We Believe Warriors in the first round, and Dirk would continue to get labels as a playoff choker. LeBron would get his Cavs the second seed in the East and would officially start his now iconic 2007 playoff run. He would make the conference finals to take on the Pistons, and the teams would split the first 4 games leading into Game 5. This Game 5 would end up becoming the most iconic game of LeBron's career, and the game that most of us believe he officially arrived and became a superstar.
Having a survivor.
It was like, who's going to dig down to win this basketball game?
On top LeBron, behind the back dribble, Ford, filled it up. I don't believe it.
He scored the last 24 of the last 25.
Jumps up a 3, it's through.
46 points for LeBron James. He has scored the last 27 of the last 28.
24 seconds to go in double OT. Baseline left sheet, turnaround gun blocked, no foul.
Cavaliers in possession with 11.4 to go.
Set it here. Bring LeBron to the top. Make sure you drive it. That's the last shot.
That's what I stay after practice for, and this is what I be in the weight room for. If it's that one game where you need to use every little bit of energy to help your team win.
James working it down. 5 seconds. 4, 3. James scores, and the Cavaliers come away with an improbable victory here at the Palace. 48 points for LeBron James. He scored 29 of the last 30.
LeBron would finish the game with 48 points and would give his Cavs a 3-2 lead in the series and would close them out in Game 6 to make his first NBA Finals at 22 years old. Unfortunately, his team would lose to the Spurs in a sweep, giving Duncan his 4th championship in 9 years. But LeBron showed that he was capable of getting to the game's biggest stage. He just needed more pieces and time to develop. This year will always be remembered as the year LeBron James officially arrived. (2008), the year of the Boston Celtics, and the year where we finally saw Kobe Bryant finally have a chance to win a championship. In the 2008 season, Kobe would finally get the help he needed when the Lakers traded Kwame Brown for Pau Gasol at the trade deadline. He would lead his Lakers alongside Gasol to the first seed in the stacked Western Conference and would lead his team all the way to the NBA Finals to take on the newly established Big Three in Boston with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. Kobe would also take home his first and only MVP of his career this season and was looking to officially end that he could not win without Shaq narrative. But this couldn't have been farther from the truth. Kobe, in the biggest series of his career, choked and his team would get blown out of the building in Game 6, and Kobe would walk off the Boston court in absolute disappointment, as his team had failed again to capture the championship. The Celtics would win their first title in over 35 years, and Kobe would head home another summer ringless without Shaq, and the narratives continued to spiral out of control for Kobe. This would lead us to 2009, the year of the Black Mamba. 2009, the final year of the 2000s, and the revenge tour of Kobe Bryant would commence. He would lead his Lakers to the first seed again in the stacked Western Conference, and LeBron James would take home his first of many MVP awards this season, leading his Cavs to the first seed in the Eastern Conference. We all thought that we were finally getting a LeBron and Kobe NBA Finals matchup, a Finals matchup that could have been won for the ages. But unfortunately, Dwight and the Magic had other plans, and Kobe had to settle for the Orlando Magic. Kobe wouldn't let the series slip away from him again, as he would average 32 points a game and 7 assists per game to close out the Magic in 5 games. Kobe officially did it. He killed all the bad narratives that he couldn't win without Shaq, and he finally won a championship and captured his first out of 2 Finals MVPs in his career. He officially ended a narrative that had haunted him since 2004, and Kobe Bryant would end off the 2000s with himself standing tall and the Lakers franchise standing tall. This is why the 2000s, in my opinion, were a decade of perfection. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay driven.
We know what it means as a team, but what about individually for you?
Just got one more than Shaq. So you can take that to the bank. You know how I am. You guys know how I am.
All left, but you can't keep calling. When I touch down, the rain keep falling. Better hold me and just keep stalling. Cause I don't ever wanna leave when I'm all in. And you look better on my side. Yeah, you always stand on my mind. Ay, and know we running out of time, but I can't let go just cause I belong to you.